That right there used to be a home. That's where Joy lived. That's where Imogene was born. 6 years. When you look around, it seems like it was so long ago. You've come so far, you know. And then when you watch videos like the one you're about to see, memories come flooding back and it seems like it was just yesterday. I want to say thank you for being a part of the journey, for sticking with us through thick and thin, not giving up on us when others did, and not letting, not letting me give up on myself. Because I have said so many times how it was complete strangers who pushed and pulled and jabbed me to get up and keep going after, the flooding from Hurricane Harvey. And if it's not those same darn strangers and a whole lot more that keep jabbing me every morning and saying, get your ass up, Lester, and get to work. You got things to do for them babies. I don't know what I would do without you. You can be a real pain in the ass sometimes, you know that. But it's been 6 years, y'all, since we've been blessed to have made your acquaintance.
Did you know that Hurricane Harvey was going to be as devastating as it was?
No, we've gone through several hurricanes and we get, flooding, but it wasn't the rain that got us, it was the river flooding.
This is the same stretch of road I drove down an hour ago.
And at that point, it was just like chaos. Just muddy water moving this way. The water was backing up. After it got to about knee-high inside the house, because, I'm going to have to go, I took the animals to the deck. We poured the feed out, and I would just give them a kiss goodbye and just, hoping they would find a way to survive it. And someone texted me a picture later that afternoon where the water had continued to rise, and it was up over my 6-foot fence. So, you picture a 4-foot deck where the animals were. Now the water's over a 6-foot fence. And so for my short-legged animals, my pot-bellied pig and all my goats, you know they're gone. There was nowhere to go, and so they're gone. Harvey didn't really hit us with the winds. It was the rain that affected us on this side of the storm. And so it had rained for, I would say, probably 5-6 days or so. The lights had been out for a while, and the rain was not a problem. There was no flooding from the rain. All the rain washed off the hill, no problem. But all of a sudden, as I'm sitting there on the deck and I'm watching the rain run off as it kind of come out of the creek and walk wrapped around the house, I noticed something. The flow of the water completely stopped. And at that point, I began to realize that the water was actually coming back the other direction. Yet there was nowhere for that water to go, and the water was sort of like climbing towards the house here. I took a bag of feed, had some corn, and I shook it for them and called them on top of the deck, and I poured the corn out so that they could eat. And I was hoping they would stay there while we were gone.
Daddy, oh my God, baby, how did you survive that? Okay, man up, Lester.
But Patty come running down that driveway towards me through the flood water, which is still, like I say, pretty deep. And she made her way towards me. I met her about halfway, and I'm overcome with emotions, and because I never thought I'd see Patty again. I'd come home to bury her, and there she was. A little bit later, I noticed that Meg, one of my little goats, is still around. So to find those 3 animals was just beyond me. The horses and cows that we had found was not a big shock because, long-legged animals can usually find their way around easier than the little short-legged ones could. But to find the little short-legged ones still alive was it was miraculous. This is Imogene right here. She's my other surviving donkey. Look at that face. How can you just not love that face and these ears? I love this girl. You see a home destroyed. You see everything I ever owned out in the front yard in a big pile. You wonder to yourself, where is God in all of this? Lots of people quit. And I'm not going to lie, it was tempting. But I just couldn't see myself quitting on the animals that had survived, and quitting on my home, the house my kids grew up in. So I didn't quit. And so, I'm not going to say I saw God in that, but what I saw God in is the fact that I had strength, and He gave me the wisdom to push, and to be blessed of what I have left. Come here, kids. So this black sheep is named Lester, the black sheep of the family, the true black sheep of the family. That was always me until he came along. This is Nanny. She's an old nanny goat that was given to me. People can joke all they want about Facebook friends. People that I've never met have been the most supportive and encouraged me, because people have heard about this neat thing going on over here, this little farmer, who loves these animals, and he's trying to rebuild his farm, and they're giving me animals to rebuild that little fur family. And so those are from strangers, a lot of them just total strangers. That's how God works in mysterious ways, if you ask me. Hurricane Harvey changed my life. Yeah, it took my home, my farm, and most of my animals. It directly affected my relationships with my family, my friendships, my work. It made me into a bit of an emotional wreck. High anxiety every time it rains. And I live with guilt. I live with guilt of leaving those animals that day, not knowing how to save my fur babies. But it also changed me for the better. I know I'm a better dad to my sons. I was able to reconnect to my teenager. He and I rebuilt our home together. He saw his dad defeated, but he never saw me quit. That will be a good life lesson for him someday when he's faced with some kind of adversity that he has to persevere through. I'm a better teacher in the fact that I'm more patient with my students. Whereas my rock bottom may have been a flood, I know that many of them are going through their own version of rock bottom with all the different kinds of abuse and neglect they have to deal with, bullying, not to mention family issues. It sure has made me appreciate the things I have, especially my animals. I love them. Every afternoon when I come home up that driveway, I'm greeted by Tank and Maggie. Once I park my Jeep, I call and here comes all the littles right to the edge of the pasture fence, just wanting to be spoken to and loved on a little bit. They've missed me. At some point I go around behind the house to the big pasture, and where I see, Tex and the donkeys and the horse, they all just come a-running. People say they just want to be fed, but I know it's a lot more than that. They want that social interaction. They want to be loved. They all want the same things that we want. Animals and humans, we're not so different. I want to thank you guys for believing in me. I want to thank you for supporting and loving total strangers. I know. We're Facebook friends. And I know, and I said it before, that we'll never meet. But I feel like the bond I have with a lot of you folks, and I hope that you feel the same way about me, is stronger than a lot of the bonds you have with people that you interact with every day. The animals did that. The animals brought us together. I would not be where I am today.
these animals would not be living the lifestyle they have today if it weren't for you. And for that, I am blessed. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your lives, for the sweet and positive comments, and for understanding that I make a lot of mistakes. I'm not saying that I'm good at this, but I am trying. And I hope that these animals have a better place with us now than where they had before. Those that come to us through the rescues, obviously, they can get the help that they need. The ones we adopt find themselves happy in their forever home. Thank you, guys. This is the driveway going up towards my house. We're gonna get wet, babe. You ready? Oh my goodness. All right, Tank, come on. Yeah, I don't know where all this stuff came from. This was none of my stuff here. And yeah, well, obviously my goat fence captured a lot of this stuff. Look at this over here. I don't know where all this stuff floated in from. Oh my God! There's Patty! Patty! Oh my gosh! Come on, Patty! Oh my God, baby! How did you survive that? Okay, man up, Lester. Oh, there's Meg! Meg! I see Meg! Patty, I know you're so scared, baby. Oh.